All right, guys, I appreciate you guys attending. If you guys have any questions, as Kevin said, just type them in let me get rid of that out of there. Type them in the chat, and we'll get to them either during the webinar or at the end for a Q&A session. So we have a lot to cover about the senior market. I'm going to kind of dive into a bunch of different topics. Probably the most important or the biggest question I usually get is about what we do for our senior model reps and how we get them and stuff like that. So I'll probably cover that quite a bit. Just to begin, I'm going to start a slideshow real quick and show you guys some of my work. The slideshow is probably about 3 years old. I think it's got 2 logos ago as far as our branding. So I'll start with that, and then we'll dive into the webinar about seniors. All right, cool, guys. So that's a little bit of my work from a couple of years ago. Definitely keep on changing a little bit here and there in my style. So let's jump right into the webinar and kind of go over an overview of what we'll be covering real quick. So we'll be talking about getting a senior portfolio, how to get images if you are not a senior photographer but want to get into senior pictures. I'll talk a lot about having senior reps kind of work for your studio and help promote your studio. I'll talk about social media and how to utilize it on all aspects of what we do. Talk about getting into schools. How do you become a preferred photographer or advertise with them? I'll touch a little bit on that. Shooting right and shooting light, just a little bit of how I shoot. I'll talk a little bit about selling, and I'll touch on a little bit about my workflow, but I'll probably keep the most of the webinar about the top 3 bullet points that we have there. So just so you know who you're talking to, this is my wife and I over here in the left-hand corner. This is about 3 years ago before Girl Scout season hit me a couple times. And then these are my 3 kids that we have that are currently, what are they now? They're 11, 9, and our little girl is now 3. So a little background about me and my wife. My wife and I have been doing wedding photography since 1998. We've been self-employed since 2001. Wedding photography is the only thing my wife does with me as far as photography is concerned. She does take care of the bookkeeping, album designs, graphic designs, and then helps me out with Photoshop every once in a while. But pretty much seniors is just myself. We try to keep her at home as much as we can with our kids. So we have, as I showed you, our wedding brand just a minute ago. Our senior brand, we decided to create a new name, and our senior brand is called Roka Studios. And I started photographing seniors about 6 years ago. I just love the energy of the seniors. I love hanging out with them and and being able to photograph and listen to their stories of what they want to do and what they want to be and how accomplished they all are, and they're a whole lot of fun to photograph too. I'm going to keep on jumping around here. Here's a site, here's a little screen grab of our website, trying to make it as easy as possible for seniors to find all the information they need. So down here we have a featured senior, which was a senior model rep for us that just kind of has an interview, likes, what we've done with her, what she's into, different kind of pictures. We always have our senior model reps section on our front page just so people can sign up and see it, and then we show all our pricing and products online. I know some photographers don't, but we don't want there to be any surprises. We want them to do their research, know what they're going to spend with us, and so we put that up there. So if anybody wants to see our pricing, you're more than welcome to dive in on that page and take a look at all our pricing. So about 6-7 years ago, I wanted to photograph seniors, and I had no idea really how to get into them. Luckily for us, we had a PPA chapter out here that had a senior shoot shop kind of workshop for us. So that was called KISS. It was a local chapter here, and it was called Keeping It Simple Seniors. We had probably about 7 attendees attend, photographing about 20 different kids, and it was a great way to learn from other photographers that were into seniors, and also a way to build up your portfolio. Another thing is I reached out to a couple people in the youth group at our church and grabbed a couple seniors to kind of practice and get a portfolio of them. There are portfolio workshops or shoot shops that you can attend to get some portfolio material. Imaging USA and WPPI always has shoots outside of the convention. A lot of them you can find in Facebook groups, chat rooms, or forums that people are hosting these shoot shops so you can kind of build up your portfolio. The nice thing about those is most of the time the models' hair and makeup's done, their clothing's been styled, and they got a great location. So it's a good way to get some killer portfolio material for seniors. And also learn from the leaders that are hosting that workshop. Seniors Ignite and Sync, one's on the West Coast and one's on the East Coast, usually Florida for Sync and usually Vegas or San Diego for Seniors Ignite. So another great way to learn about seniors and get some portfolio material. Facebook. Facebook's a great way to kind of do a model call out there that you're looking to get into seniors or you're wanting to photograph seniors and send out a little model call. And then, of course, friends of friends. So if you know any friends or know any adults that might have children that you want to practice on, hit them up. So senior model reps for us started in my first year. My first rep was Emily. This is Emily right here. She was my neighbor's sister. So I asked my neighbor if she would be interested in being a senior model rep for us. She referred 2 other reps for me, and in that time I booked my first year. I booked 34 seniors from that, basically for the trickle-down effect from that one senior. So always ask friends of friends if they have a daughter or a son that might be interested in being a senior model rep for you. Another way to get senior model reps is Facebook advertising. I know a lot of people are saying Facebook is dead. Seniors and teenagers are in a mass exodus to Instagram and Twitter and all that, but it is not dead. You can get senior reps. I advertise for my senior reps and my summer sessions on Facebook and have great results. You can actually target your specific audience. So if you're looking for girls, age, certain schools, certain music or likes, you can target that audience. You can also pay per click on Facebook. For those of you who haven't done Facebook advertising, it's really easy to set up, and it really works. So you can also set your minimum price, your maximum price of what you want to spend daily. And you can set your time. So if you know seniors aren't going to be looking online or on their mobile devices during school times, you can set it for certain days of the week or weeknights and weekends. And then you can set the length of how you want your little promotion to run to advertise to the seniors. So here's a little graph of the senior model rep application ad that I did through Facebook this year. I spent $144.81 in a month. I ran it for just 30 days to see what I would get. I had 44 model applications just from these ads. and I accepted 20 of those model reps. So not all of them are going to be perfect. Not all of them will follow up. But so far, I found 20 that I absolutely love so far. So again, Facebook advertising is not dead. You know, here the stats I had: 414 website clicks. I reached 28,000 people. I think I did it within a 50-mile radius of Denver. I budgeted $5 a day for my Facebook ads, and then it ran for 1 month from February to March. And again, I spent $144. So not a whole lot of money to get 20 quality kids. And when you're doing your Facebook ad, here's a picture, a screen grab of what I produced. So basically, I did 6 different pictures and ran the same ad, and it rotated the different pictures. So here's just one of the 6. It said, be a senior model rep for Denver's best photography studio, free sessions for our model reps. So the only downside is you're very limited to how much text you can put down here. So, oops, sorry, let me get out of that. So you got to kind of be very specific and try to grab their attention so they'll click onto you. And then up here, again, class of 2015, Denver seniors, Roka Studios are looking for model reps for a studio. Again, that is very limited to how much text you can pick. Other ways you can try to find model reps for your studio is doing calls for Instagram. So create a little ad that has pictures of last year's seniors and tag those last year's seniors or last year's model reps and tag them in Instagram. Free advertising, why not? Instagram works, Twitter works. So create those little specific ads that you're looking for senior model reps on Instagram and start posting it and adding a bunch of hashtags to wherever you're at. So if you're in Denver or Phoenix or Georgia, you know, just put Georgia senior photographers, Georgia model reps, high school seniors, hashtag the crap out of it. So I'm going to jump a little bit into my senior model rep program, just to kind of show you things that we do for our senior model rep program. For us, they have to be a junior. They cannot be a senior. They cannot be graduating early. They have to be a junior and be graduating their senior year as a full senior year. Girls are way better than guys, so I'm probably not telling a whole lot of people out there anything new, but girls like to share their photos. They like to talk. They like to talk about their experience. Or guys are just kind of like, yeah, here are my senior pictures. You know, girls are so much better than guys. You can pose them better. They have more variety of clothing, different hairstyles. So all around, I try to target girls as far as senior model reps more than I do guys. I think out of the 20 senior model reps we have this year, we have 3 male senior reps and 17 of them are girls. One of the senior guys is the brother of a sister who we had as a model rep the year before. Another guy was just, I looked at him on social media and he was just crazy social. I mean, he was just out there all over the place, active on social media. He looked like he had an awesome personality. So I absolutely accepted him as well. Parents have to be 100% on board. You can't let the students do all the work. You need to get the parents involved in every step of the process, every step of the way for the whole process. Parents make great cheerleaders. They need to be on social media. You need to friend them on social media. You need to share their daughters or sons' pictures on social media. You need to get those parents involved. For us, they must sign a contract, and we make the parents sign the contract. If you don't have a contract, get on PPA and find some model release contracts. These kids are minors, so make sure you get the parents to sign the contract that you're allowed to use the photos for any kind of publications, any kind of blogs, your website, social media. You just want to protect yourself and make sure nothing comes back to haunt you. For me, all our senior model reps must be on social media. So a wide variety of social media. Same thing with the parents. They need to be on social media as well. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, any of those, Google+, any of those social medias they have to be on. The more the better. For us, we provide 2 free sessions for all our senior model reps. We provide one in the spring, their junior year, and this is about the time, last month and this month is when we want to do them. For us, we want to set the seed or kind of plant the seed for juniors to start thinking about their senior pictures. We also want to get the promo material ready for them to pass out before kids get out of school for summer break, and then also get our stuff ready that we'll be giving to them and the tools for them to be successful as far as promoting our studio. We also do one late in summer, and for us, our senior pictures, and it's probably different all over the United States, usually our senior pictures due for the yearbook are usually September, October, or November. So I require that they have to do it the last week of July or the first 2 weeks in August. And if they do not do it in that time and come to me later, they have to pay for their session fee. I want to, again, to plant that seed on social media, let the other kids see their pictures of things that we're doing, and then just kind of tag the crap out of their pictures so other seniors can see them. We provide our senior model reps with lots of tools for success. We do tag them in about 10 Facebook images. We give them senior rep cards that will have a discount to come to our studio. Not reinventing the wheel in here, but the senior rep cards do work. People do like discounts, especially the parents, so we still do those. We provide them a music slideshow, kind of like the one you saw in the beginning. We post that on YouTube, Facebook, and Vimeo. And we also include it as a link on our digital brag books with collages. So they also get one of those as far as being able to promote their images. And model reps need to work for you. You know, it is fun. You do want to provide an experience for your kids, but you need to make them work to earn their money. At the same time, for us, if they don't work, then they're going to have to pay for their pictures. As simple as that. A lot of our senior model reps do get a lot of credit with us, but again, then they also are clients and they pay for more. So it's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to be a client. So for us, model reps need to be active on social media, be active in school activities and church. They need to share their digital brag books with all their friends. They need to hand out their model cards. They need to show your products that you give them. Again, girls are better than guys. They like to talk and socialize. For our model reps, you need to spell it out for them. You need to hold their hand every step of the way. I created like a 16-page PDF of what they get, what we expect, what we want them to do, how to act on social media, what to use on hashtags on social media, what apps I need them to download. So if I'm tagging them on Instagram, they need to download the app Repost, or there's other ones that repost your Instagram feed so it goes on their front page. And you got to let them know. Here's an inside page of our PDF that says what we expect. Handing out cards and regularly change your profile pictures, show the products. I need them to engage in conversations or promotions we have on social media, even if it's not a picture of them. I need them to like some pictures or comment on some pictures just so the friends can see their activity. Parents must help promote us. They can't crop out the logos or alter any of the photos, especially on Instagram with the crappy filters that Instagram has. They cannot be a rep for another studio or a photographer at the school. Sometimes you'll have to tell them to take down pictures if a photographer at their school is trying to build their portfolio and say, sorry, man, you can't do that. I can't have the confusion on there. So that's happened to us a couple times. They must meet the deadlines for their sessions, or it's, you know, they got to pay for it. For senior rep benefits, we reward them for their referrals, and this is what we do. Everybody's different. We do provide the 2 free sessions, as I mentioned. We give them rep cards, we give them social media photos, we give them slideshows, we give them a digital brag book. For every referral that they give us, they can have $25 cash, or they can take $30 product credit. And as far as keeping track of their credits, you can use a spreadsheet, a piece of paper. We use ShootQ, so if anybody signs a contract with us, there's a referral area. Or if they do a website inquiry or they do a telephone call, we just put them in the referral area, and at the end of the year, it'll show all their referrals in one spot. Then we have a little bonus platform. So if they have 5 referrals for us, they get a print box from us. It's a metal box, and it has 5 poses, 5 of their favorite poses, and then they get 10 gift prints. And for us, a gift print can be an 8x10, a 5x7, 4x6, or a set of 8 wallets. But they can only get 5 poses with 10 gift prints. They get 10 referrals. They get us an 8x8 press printed book from us. That press printed book will have 25 images from their sessions, and it can be from either session, or it can be from the summer session or the junior model rep session. If they do 15 referrals, they get a metal print. So we do a little 16x20 metal print that they get of one pose. And then we went big with our incentives. So if somebody comes up and gets 25 referrals, they get a free iPad from us. If that one senior gets us 25 sessions, Average, I think our second session is $150, so that's $3,750. We have an average sale of $900 for those 25. That's $22,000. iPad with tax for us is $523. So I'm still making $25,727 from that one senior's referral. So most people don't hit it, but it is awesome to give them something to aim for. So give them the tools to be successful. Again, when I was talking about kind of spelling it out, this is a part of our PDF. This lets them know what we're going to provide for them. We do model rep cards over here on the left-hand side. You can see right here. This year we're doing $50 off any senior session. We give them social media photos, timeline covers for Facebook, regular Facebook photos, Facebook, Instagram photos. If they're on Google+, absolutely tag them in that too. From both sessions, we also provide slideshows from eMotion. Again, we post those on YouTube and Vimeo and our blog, and we also put it on Facebook. And then we also give them their personal photo senior app. So this is Collages.net Digital Brag Book. This is an excellent tool, and I'll kind of go into this and why we love this, to help them share their pictures on social media, on their cell phones, and it's a great tool to have. So speaking of digital brag books, so for the digital brag books, it's basically a mini gallery that connects to Collages.net's online gallery. So the great thing about the digital brag books is over here, you can see a picture, you can personalize it. So you can put the senior's picture right on there so she has her own little app, or you can just do your studio branding so it just has a logo, your logo, of course. The great thing also, if you haven't seen the digital brag books, you have a mini gallery that you have. They can view these pictures large. You can connect it to your online gallery. You can also create links to your website. You can add your slideshow link so they can do that. And then it also has sharing features. So it has a sharing feature for email, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest, which is absolutely awesome. My favorite thing for this, besides the digital brag book, is being able to see the stats for the seniors. So I can keep on top of my senior reps, see what they're doing, see how many views they've had, see how many shares they've had. And this year we're also running contests. So 1 month we're going to give away like $50 bonus, a $50 bonus product credit for the senior rep that shares the most or shares 25 more times. So it's a great way to kind of keep on track and make sure your seniors doing what they should be doing behind the scenes. Also with the digital brag books too, when I send them this email, I can send them an automatic email. I can send them a custom email. I can put it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest. The senior can share this link and copy to the clipboard so they can text it out to their friends. So it's absolutely awesome and customizable. So I absolutely love this product. Rep cards. This is what our rep cards are looking like this year. So we went for a little bit more editorial feel. We're doing 4x6 cards this year. They're getting 50 of them. Over here's one, favorite pictures of mine, and then 3 others, contact information, and $50 off their senior experience. So I give them 50 of these cards to hand out. I love the 4x6 cards. They feel good. They look good. And they're probably, kids are more likely to hold on to them being a little bit bigger than some of the smaller cards I was using in previous years. So here's something I want to talk to you about senior model reps too. Here's 3 sisters that have been senior model reps for me over the years. So back in 2009, I had Irene, and in 2011, I had her sister Catherine, and this year, 2014, I have the other sister, Andrea. So you provide them with the experience, they're going to come back. Give them pictures that they absolutely love, they're going to come back. So this has been awesome. The same family for over the years, and the next slide is just made my day the other week, or last week. I got an email from Dad, and this is from the 3 sisters. It says, "Ross, you have done it again, my friend. Unbelievable photos. You truly have a great gift. It'll be difficult to make decisions. I still want to try for a family photo, but it'd be probably easier to get a shot of the Loch Ness Monster at Waterworld. But rest assured, I wouldn't think of anyone else to capture my family. I find it hard to believe I had anything to do with these girls. I just hope I was in the zip code when they were conceived. Hope all's well. Best, Andrew. P.S. Been handing out the model rep cards to everyone with a junior and a sophomore." So this was just awesome. It's always great to get emails like this. It makes me know that I'm doing my job. I'm making their daughters look beautiful. They're already gorgeous girls, but being able to capture their daughters, and there's 2 key words in there. Difficult to make decisions. Not only as a rep, but they'll also be a paying client. So it's going to be difficult to narrow down their photos from her first session, and she's going to get another one this summer. And they already want to do a family photo and want to be a paying client. So again, you know, that's just one model rep that's turned into 3 for one family and also a family portrait. So you know what happens next? They get married, and I'll be photographing their weddings. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I'll be photographing their weddings, but I'm super excited about that. So you want to provide your senior models an experience. You want to give them something to talk about. Some senior studios make them pay for hair and makeup. I found an awesome, incredible makeup artist I love working with. I share the studio with another photographer. We use the same makeup artist, and she's absolutely awesome. It's $75 for hair and makeup. I pay for that out of my own pocket, and I will get my money back easy on that. Some studios make them pay, and so there's more ways to skin a cat, as they say, but do what's right for you. But you want to provide them with an experience being a senior model rep, and this is one way to do that. It's a great time to get to know them before you actually take them out to be photograph their first session. You get to know their mom a little bit better, gain that trust, and have some fun, and they kind of loosen up and are loosened up when you get ready to start pictures about an hour after their makeup. For my senior model reps, I made a conscious decision that I was going to shoot for myself. Obviously, I'll shoot for the kids, but I want to shoot for myself this first session. I want to make sure I try something that I haven't tried before. I want them to dress in stylish clothes. I want to just kind of go all out. You know, I'll save the summer sessions for the tanks, the t-shirts, and the short shorts, but I want to go all out for the senior model rep sessions. I want to have that wow factor, so when people see them, they're like, holy cow, I can't believe that shoe. You look incredible. I want people to talk about that, and I also want to try different things that I might normally have done the previous year or before. I want to experiment with post-processing. I want to maybe I have a little bit more time to spend with these senior model reps. It's a little bit slower time for us in April and March, so I get to spend a little bit more time on the post-processing. So I might do something. Usually I like loud, bold colors and a lot of contrast. I might try, you know, a little brownish faded vintage tone and try some different stuff with it. I want them to bring their prom dresses. I want to photograph them in clothes that they might not think of for their senior pictures. And this is the time of year that prom's happening, so they've just got that brand new prom dress, and they want to put it on, and they love bringing it to the session. I tell them to bring their best stylish outfits only for the model session. I want scarves, jewelry, accessories, heels, jackets, anything you can think of that's stylish. You know, again, save the tanks, the t-shirts, and the plain clothes for the summer sessions. If they want to be stylish in the summer, I'm all for it, but I want them to look their best for their model sessions. And I tell them for their model sessions, I tell them to bring about probably 10 to 12 outfits and kind of go through it. I tell them to pick their top 3 or 4 outfits. I kind of go through what they have, and then we kind of decide on what we want to photograph in. So that is it for my senior model reps. So let's talk a little bit about social media and a buzz workflow. Everybody knows about social media and is on social media. Facebook is absolutely free, and 59% of my website traffic comes from Facebook. You know, I kind of laugh when I hear people complaining on Facebook about all the ads and all the advertising and stuff like that. But we're business people. I'm a business person. I'm putting my ads up there, but it's free. I mean, you're using a tool to show your work for free. So I kind of irks me the wrong way when people start complaining that, you know, there's too many ads. I mean, you're using something free, take advantage of it. Same thing with Twitter and Instagram. It's free, take advantage of it. If it's got ads, so be it. So using social media in your blog and connecting to all your social medias, connect all your connect all your social media with Hootsuite. That way you can post once and it'll post to everything for you. You can have scheduled posts. A lot of times when I'm photographing a senior, I'm going to post an Instagram photo from that session, whether it's behind the scenes, a together selfie, location, the clothes, a picture of them during the makeup. They walk in that door, I'm starting an Instagram photo, and of course it's going to go directly to Facebook, it's going to go directly to Twitter, it's going to tag them, and then I also tell them anything I tag them in on Instagram, make sure they repost it to their front page. About a day after the session, I post a teaser photo on Facebook that I'm currently working on their photos. I just kind of go through, pick my favorite one that I've seen so far, work it up in Lightroom and Photoshop, and tease that picture just to create the buzz and the excitement on that one picture so far. Right before I'm going to do a blog post on them, I do another teaser on Facebook and, of course, tag them on it and their parents on it. Then when I do a blog post, I tweet it, I Instagram it, I Facebook, I tag the senior, and I tag the parent. So I'm also tagging the parent in the teaser pictures as well. Then a couple days after that, I launched their slideshow on Vimeo, Google, and Facebook. Again, I'm tagging them on those photos and tagging the parents as well. Then about probably 3 or 4 days after that, I'll launch their digital brag book. I'm like, hey, here's your digital brag book. Make sure you download it and share it with friends. I give them specific instructions. Those model reps cards that I showed you earlier, I also add those to their digital brag book. So it has that little cover photo and the back cover photo where they can text that. If they want to do a screen grab and text that picture for the $50 off, they can do that as well. It's another way to share the album with other people and grab the business. Show behind the scenes photos on Instagram. Here's some great out of focus iPhone photos of me and 2 of my senior model reps from this last year. When they become a senior model rep, I've just created this little thing welcoming them to the Roka Studios model experience. So tag them on that, tag them on Facebook, and tag the parents with it, just so it kind of, again, plants the seed. Hey, what's this about? And maybe pique the interest. Create Facebook timeline for the reps. Create photos for Instagram for them. Again, make sure your seniors download, repost, or regram so they can put it on their front page of their Instagram feed, not the photos of you section. And be a hashtag junkie. Throwback Thursday, seniors, Denver Dance, Denver, this is a senior I did, Denver Senior Photos, Denver, Lakewood High School in Capitals. The great thing about this is I had a client find me under the hashtag of Denver Dance and hire me for a session for her dance pictures. And this was just a throwback photo I threw for Throwback Thursdays. So you never know what you're going to get if you hashtag and people search by that. You might get new business from it. So that's just an example of that. So let's get into a little bit about the senior pros and cons. I'm moving along pretty good. Good time here. So some of the pros on the seniors. Seniors are excited to be photographed, and girls absolutely rule. Again, they love clothes, they love fashion, they love to change clothes, they love to change their hair, wear makeup. Their interests are wide. Lots of ways to include things into their session. So whether in their music or sports or anything like that, you can include it into their session. And they're game for almost anything. You show them a pose or you show them what you want to do, they're game for about anything. Hey, let's go up here and take a picture. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. So it's fun to photograph. They're up for anything. As I said, they love fashion and current media, so they kind of know what's going on with style of clothing and maybe what you're looking to do. And then some of the cons. Let's talk about that. So guys, they're usually not excited to be photographed. Mom made me do this, and they're not really happy, and you can probably get in and out of there at 30 minutes. And they bring their favorite color is blue, and they bring 5 different shirts the shade of blue, which just kind of drives me crazy. So I've had several good guys, but not a lot. They are notoriously last minute. Not just guys, just seniors in general. So that's probably one of the cons. They always wait till the last minute to book a session. Sometimes they have to be checked out of school to be photographed if they want us to photograph them. So just kind of, if you're not in the senior market, just be prepared. The seniors are notoriously last minute, and you got to keep up with them. Parents and seniors usually don't read what you send them, so send it twice, send it 3 times. Remind them. If you see something on social media that they did wrong, just send them a nice little reminder. Hey, you can't do this, or I need you to do this. But a lot of times they don't read it all the way through. Another thing is you kind of need to hold their hand throughout the whole process. So I kind of mentioned that, so I'm just going to skip over that. Let's jump into getting into school. So a lot of schools out here, and it's probably different all across the country, they do have preferred photographer lists where you can be on their list to go to. I did this in the past. I don't do this. I didn't do this last year, and I'm not doing it this year. A lot of times you have to advertise with the school to be on their preferred photographer list. So advertising could be paying to do, we do senior packets out here. So you pay them, say $300, and you got to design anything 8.5 by 11 or smaller to go in a senior packet that they're going to mail out to all their juniors. There's usually like 10 to 12 photographers in this packet. I've talked to a couple of moms over the years that said, yeah, it was just too overwhelming. There's too many choices. They kind of all look the same. They also put you on a list that is in writing with your contact information besides that senior packet. A lot of times, too, out here, if you advertise in their yearbook, you're automatically added to their preferred photographer list. A lot of times, if I get a lot of students from one certain school in one year, I will advertise in the yearbook, and I'll use those pictures of the seniors that went to that school. And usually it's relatively inexpensive. It's usually about $75 to $200 for usually about a half-page ad. And then other ways to get into schools is offering to photograph groups, swim teams, cheerleading clubs, etc. A lot of times, going back to my senior model reps, a lot of times my kids that are involved, whether it's music or theater or sports or anything like that, I'll ask them to get me a schedule. I'll give them $50 credit if I can get in there, get on the field. If it's a music or a play, get in there, do a dress rehearsal, come in there and photograph. I'll put the pictures on Facebook for free just to get in front of the kids and get in front of the seniors so they can see my branding and kind of direct them to my website. So that's another way you can get into schools and get to know the parents and the kids. To get into schools, search a specific school online and find your contact. Start at the beginning of the school year because usually that's when they're looking to fill their advertising budget of how much they're going to have coming in. Sometimes they'll cap it off, sometimes they won't. The school, as I said, the school wants to know their budget. Yearbook ads are usually for us due before Christmas, so you want to make sure you have a design ready to go and you can get it in there. And then mail-outs are usually done at the end of the year. So this time of year I'm getting a bunch of emails from different schools asking if I want to participate. Unfortunately, sent it out too late and I wouldn't be able to participate anyway, but I wouldn't anyway. So here's a promo piece I did when I did it. Here's it is back 2011. Here's a promo piece. Look at those wide borders. Good God. Here's a piece I did for 2011, end of the year mail out, $100 to $175. It cost me to make them, and I think it was about $200 for that school that I went to and mailed it out to. So I'm going to briefly touch on a couple of things in the next two segments. So shooting right and shooting light, a couple things that I use to shoot with. Shooting smart. So knowing your gear inside and out, not fumbling around, knowing how it's going to behave in certain weather conditions, whether it's sunny or cloudy. That way you can just get straight to the point, get your shots, know your camera, know what you're looking for ahead of time. Make sure you bring backup gear. You don't want to be out there with a paying client and your camera goes out and you have nothing and you've driven 30 minutes down to the location they wanted and you have nothing to photograph and then you have to reschedule. That'll do nothing but piss off the client. So make sure you have backup gear. Know your locations before you shoot. You kind of have a game plan of where you want to photograph. A lot of times I'll recommend a lot of locations and let them choose from it, and I kind of know the best areas during certain times of day of where I'm going to photograph, what I'm looking for, the best light in certain areas. So kind of know your locations before you shoot. Schedule your session locations based on the best light. So if you know that you want some great backlighting on the trees so they're all lit up nice and green or yellow depending on the time of the year, base that location, base that time for your session based on that light. When it comes to paying clients, I shoot 90% for the client and 10% for myself. So I advise you to do the same. So I mean, experiment, take some chances, see what works, see what doesn't work, but shoot for the client. Make sure you got the picture grandma's going to want. You know, grandma might not want the push tip out and the sexy pose or anything like that. So shoot for her, shoot for mom, shoot for the senior, shoot for the yearbook, and then shoot for you. So just make sure you cover it. We're in business after all. You want to sell those photos. So and don't be afraid to tell your client what you want. So if you're struggling with a pose and it's just not working, Just change it up. Don't tell the client, hey, it's just not looking good. Just take a quick shot, change it up, and tell them to mirror you. Go over there, kind of move their hand over on their shoulder, or show them what you want. Tell them to tilt the head, or go in and tilt their head. So as far as me and my gear, we use D4 and D800. I primarily will always have on my 7200. I rarely use anything else. If I use anything else, it's usually a 24 to 70. I usually shoot with the light stand Alien B 800 or 600, depending on where I'm at, what time of day, what I'm trying to do. Of course, pocket wizards to fire those off, and then I also bring a reflector. So I like to shoot natural light. I like to shoot with a reflector, and I like to shoot with harsh light and soft light from an Alien B. So I like to give them a variety to choose from. So add that to your portfolio mix as far as shooting all kinds of situations. Try to expand different looks, so they might be more inclined to buy something that is a little bit more poppier with color because you use flash or harsh light to bring in the clouds and the blue skies, and then shoot with natural light, something nice and soft that they might like as well, and then you'll increase your sales that way. Other gear that I like to use, obviously having the Alien Bs, I power it by a Vagabond mini power pack, which is awesome. I just tape it on my light stand, so nothing fancy there. I do like to shoot with a beauty dish. Sometimes I shoot with a 3x4 softbox from Larson, which Larson's no longer. But you can find soft boxes from Alien B, they make them. And I have an octo box that I use from Alien B, and again, a reflector. So as far as locations, here's a Google map of the Denver metro area and expanded. I've pinned all kinds of different locations that I like to shoot at, places I want to shoot at, and I kind of drop pins in it. I've added instructions in it. And if my client's looking for a certain look, I'll give them options in a certain location, but then I'll send them the pin to that location. And each location will say, hey, meet at the parking lot, or meet at the garage parking to the left on the corner of 17th and Larimer, or something like that, just so they have detailed information of where to meet. So clients love this, and it's a great way to kind of keep track. There's also apps out there that you can find shooting locations this way. I've also, going back to the hashtags, I've actually found some locations to shoot at by just searching Colorado locations on using the hashtag. So check that out next time you're on Instagram and playing around. Make sure you interview the senior and the parents and incorporate their interest into the session. That's huge. It's important to get to know the senior over the phone or the parent over the phone beforehand. Typically with the guys, the mom says, yeah, we just want some pictures. He's into baseball. Okay, we'll tell them to bring something dressy, something casual. For the girls, make sure you bring something I can sit you down in that's conservative. Here's Catherine, who was one of our senior model reps. She was in track and swimming. There was actually a baseball game going on behind her, so we kind of put her up at an elevated place on the bleachers and just kind of photographed 3/4 up and get nothing but clouds in the sky. But you want to incorporate their interest in their life in their senior session. So, I mean, pretty much this is the last time they're going to be photographed professionally, usually until they get married or have kids. So it's a good thing to incorporate what's going on in their life. And they probably won't go on to play college sports or do some high school activities they're doing. So kind of incorporate that into their session. If they like to play music, tell them to bring their props, guitars, drumsticks, banjos, anything you can think of that they're into. Tell them to bring it. And then knowing your gear and having a bag of tricks. So here's a senior that wanted to photograph in his hockey gear. We had like 5 minutes on the ice to get some ice time, and then the place was crowded. The place was ugly. It was all cinder block. So here's an example. This is just the front entrance to the locker room with a bench. Put him on that. Put a light behind him. This wall was actually gray. Changed it purple in Photoshop, and then added a light for some harsh lighting, dramatic lighting on him. So that goes back to knowing your gear and having bags of tricks. So when you're photographing seniors too, they don't have to look at the camera. Make them look away, look to the side, up, down, left, right. Find a good angle for them to look at so you can get a good shot and a cool shot so it looks like it came straight out of a magazine. And when you direct them, tell them to change their poses slowly so you can kind of keep on photographing. It could be that split second that you get the smile or the little squint in the eye or something that you're looking for that just makes you say, that's the photo I want. So just, tell them not to rush, change the poses slowly, and just kind of tell them to mirror you when you're trying to pose them. Constantly zoom in and out during the same pose. Change your direction. So go full body, 3/4, headshot. And then just kind of change the angles as you're walking around so you get a little bit of a variety and you maximize your space and your time in one little session. 3 great photos real quick by just using my zoom and walking around to a different angle. As I talked about and hit on a little bit early, no different kind of lighting to offer more looks. Natural light, off-camera light. Add a variety to increase your sales. Here's 2 examples. Here's window light. This is nothing but window light right here. And this was a off-camera flash, SB90, no softbox, nice and harsh, right in front of his face. So 2 differently dramatic looks right there, or 2 different looks, one's dramatic, one's not. Here's another example of natural light and off-camera flash. Back when I was talking about telling the seniors, asking them if they wanted to do something and them being game for it, this was like an 18-foot cargo container. I asked her if she wanted to go up there so we could get a higher angle to get the little mountains in the background and nothing but sky. Dude, she did this in heels. She was like, heck yeah, I'll go up there. So don't be afraid to ask your seniors to do something you want to try. For me, I like to bring hands close to the face and change it up. Hold a necklace, hold a bracelet. It just adds a little bit more to the picture, so don't be afraid to tell them to bring their hands closer to the face, hold their hair, go behind their head, hold their neck, change the poses, and just add a little bit of variety to give a nice, good look for your senior girls. If you don't have a studio, you can absolutely rent a studio at most places for an hourly rate. Tons of photographers looking to pay their rent. A lot of times they'll put it on Facebook or put it in groups, so see if there's any studios at an hourly rate so you can have some studio time. Again, photograph just their props, not only just the faces, but photograph just their props. I had both of these seniors order these pictures in a 16x20 next to a picture of them. So don't be afraid to just kind of photograph that. Let's talk about selling, because I've done it both. We worked out of our home for a long time. We sold off online galleries. We're now sharing a studio space with an awesome photographer down in Denver. I actually started renting her studio at an hourly rate, and then she asked if I wanted to participate and rent with her, and it's been a good fit. We're both go-getters. We both cater to seniors. She caters to babies, and I cater to weddings. But there's no ego. We both help each other. We both want to be there for each other, and so it's been a really good fit for us, and I absolutely love sharing the space with her, and she's taught me so much. So as I said, I was selling out of my home studio, selling that online, and she's brought me into doing projection sales, which I absolutely love. In-person selling, I'm a believer. Increase my sales is absolutely awesome. You do it right, you'll see more money to your bottom line. So increase sales. If you don't have a studio, you can actually do it at their home. There's Prevail actually has an app where you can do it on the iPad and do it. You can also just do it on a laptop and do it. I guarantee you your first sale, if you purchase Pro Select, which I think is $300 to $600 depending on which version you get, you'll make your money back easy in the first sale. For us, this is the only time that they can view and purchase their photos. I say that, and I want to make sure all the decision makers are in there. So I want the senior, I want mom, and I want dad. I don't want any surprises or saying leaving the studio. Let me think about it. I want them to be there to make those decisions. Obviously, when graduation comes around, they can come back and order grad cards or some additional pictures. But I do tell them this is the only time that they're going to be able to order their photos. It also creates that emotional attachment that they got to have it now. A lot of times when I have the online galleries, and I do have online galleries for my wedding clients, but not for my senior clients, it gives them the time to eliminate photos. They see that price tag, and they've lost the emotional attachment to it. Excuse me, I have nothing to drink and I'm losing my voice. So give that a try. Also, you got to show it to sell it. Back when I was selling online, I would actually bring samples to the session so they can show it. And they say you got to show it big to sell it big, so make sure you get your samples. I know collages.net has plenty of sales throughout the year. They'll have flash sales, they'll have regular sales, so you can get your samples to hang in your studio or bring on location if you don't have a studio. So selling from a home studio for us, when we were using the online gallery for our seniors, for our wedding clients, it's up there for 90 days. But for seniors, after leaving it up there and seeing the emotional detachment where they would just kind of eliminate photos and my sales went down, I did their online galleries only for 5 days. So I said, hey, you got 5 days to pick your pictures and order them, and that's the only time you're going to do it. And my sales went up after I did that. I also did a Black Friday sale over Thanksgiving, and of course, Collages did a relaunch in the fall, or near Christmas time in the spring, and so I also saw an increase in sales on that. But I limited it to the seniors only. I made sure that they had to like those pictures and want them and get them right then. I used to bring a product bag to all my shoots, so I'd have a small metal print, I'd have accordion wallets, I'd have a big accordion book, I'd have standout prints, I'd have a small canvas just to kind of show them the difference. I'd have an 8x8 press printed album just so they could see the products, touch them and feel them and say, hey, this is what you can do with your senior picture. So you want to plant that seed. Now, when seniors come into my studio and the parents come into the studio for their session, they're able to see that. So on collages.net, for those that you use it or don't use it, you can sell products online. So any of those products that I was showing those clients, I could create those products and sell them online and say, pick 25 photos to go into your album, and it'd be a done deal right then. You can also bring an iPad to all your shoots if you don't want to bring albums and stuff like that, but you can show card designs, album designs, different kinds of products, just so you can kind of plant that seed for them. Every year I mail out grad card samples in March to all my seniors. Usually at the beginning of March I will mail them out to my senior model reps, and I'll say, hey, if you find us any senior model reps, you can receive 25 free cards for each rep you find us. About 2 weeks later I'll send it out to all my paying clients saying the same thing. Give them some kind of incentives to help me get new senior model reps. Another way to sell from a home studio, after they graduate, they're going to college, you can sell them a flash drive of all their images at a discounted rate in the fall. Say, hey, you know what, I'm getting ready to purge my hard drive. You want to buy the pictures, you can have them for $400, $500, $300, whatever you want to mark it at, and say it's discounted. If you want them, grab it. Otherwise, we're deleting them. It's another good way to get some income off of previous year's clients. Real quick, I'm going to just kind of talk about post-processing workflow, and then we'll be done, guys. So for me, I have a blank client folder template that I keep on my desktop, and then I just duplicate it anytime I have a new client come in. Inside that template is an original folder, an edited folder, a JPEG folder, a proofs folder. So the proofs folder is anything I'm going to upload to Collages online gallery. A blog folder, so anything I'm going to use for blogging. Digital brag books. You can, when you're doing digital brag books, take it from an online gallery. A lot of times I like to do it myself, put it in a certain order, make sure I have my promo cards in there and put it in there. And anything I use for Facebook and Instagram, I just kind of put it in there so I can go back and find it if I need to. I call all my images in Photo Mechanic. I do all my editing in Lightroom, light blemishes, color correction, things like that. I do all my skin enhancement and portraiture. You can use it for Lightroom or Photoshop, incredible software. For skin retouching, I absolutely love it, does a fabulous job. Things I use to bring into Photoshop, extra blemish removal, textures, teeth or eyes, contrast brush, removal of objects or favorite actions. And once, if a client orders a picture, then I send every picture I've edited over to retouchup.com for $2.50 to do touch-up, stray hairs, under the eyes, anything I've missed, just kind of touch it up and make it look its best. $2.50 an image, perfect. I don't have to touch it. I've done the main work and it's done. So again, workflow overview, call images in Photo Mechanic, import and color correct in Lightroom, run portraiture on the skin, bring it into Photoshop if needed, export proofs, create a digital brag book, select images and order a slideshow, upload to YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook and Instagram, blog, Facebook, and I'm done. So for me, for a 1-hour session, I deliver about 45 to 60 images to a client to choose from. Sometimes it's a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, just kind of depends on the client, what they're wearing, what's going on, how they're photographing, things like that. I retouch all my photos pretty much so they're kind of print ready. As I said, I do send it for one kind of quality check through retouchup.com to kind of touch it up If they have heavy acne or braces, I do not include that in the retouching. It takes up too much time. I might do 2 pictures, show them what it looks like in their sales presentation. That way they have an understanding of how a retouching looks within minutes. I only want to spend about 2 to 3 minutes per photo in post-processing, and I want to be done. For me, for our paying clients, they only get Facebook or social media photos if they purchase prints. As I said, senior reps get about 10 images for Facebook. Every senior gets a slideshow put on YouTube. Can't really screen grab the slideshow since they kind of run so fast, so I do put that on there. Also try to market to paying clients' friends. And then I try to blog every senior. For other inspiration and information that's out there, guys, things to maybe look at, Salt and Prep is a fashion blog for teens, so it has some great ideas, great colors, great outfits that you can view for yourself or actually share with the kids you're going to photograph. Seniors Ignite is another great resource for learning about senior photography. Seniorology is another one. I think they're out of Texas. I'm not sure. The study of senior photography. They have workshops that and learning experience. They have some online courses as well that you can participate in. Pro Forum. It costs money to join. Kirk's out of Louisiana. He's an incredible photographer, pretty funny guy. So that's worth checking out. Terry Fode, Blair Phillips, Amanda Holloway, just some kick-ass photographers. Tons of them out there. Dan Freehalt's out there. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Of course, there's Sync Seniors, which is in Florida. So that's it for my presentation. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. I'd be more than glad to help you. You can find me on Facebook at Roka Studios. You can email me at rbothwell@me.com. Find me online, send me a message. Be glad to answer any questions for you. So that's all I got, Kevin. Over to you, and we can answer any questions people might have.
Awesome. Thank you, Ross. Just under an hour, too. That was good timing.
Sweet. Moving.
Well, as far as Q&A goes, we are going to go a little bit over an hour. So just want to touch on a few questions we're getting. Ross, that generated a lot of interest when you brought up your PDF that you share with the seniors.
Okay.
As far as sharing that or places to look for guidance, do you recommend anywhere other than PPA to kind of find like a guide, or is this something you came up with? Getting a lot of questions. If you're willing to share it, so
yeah, my model.
Ask you, but
yeah, absolutely. My model rep guide is kind of a cross between multiple things that I've picking and choosing from various places. 2-Pair Designs. If you haven't heard of 2-Pair Designs, they sell all kind of templates, digital magazines that you can have. So it's kind of a cross between those two things. I took a senior magazine. I took a model rep guide that I created from last year, and then I created elements from a different design from 2-Pair Designs and kind of put it together that way. 2-Pair Designs offers it great prices, great products. They have PDFs, PSD templates that you can create PDFs of what to wear, what to expect, a senior magazine, brochures, pricing guides. Designer Glow is another one that has, I think they have a bundle that's on there. There's another one out there. You can actually look on Etsy too. I actually found this logo right here, or actually you probably can't see my screen anymore. I actually found my logo on Etsy. It was a design element, and I got it for $5. I got all these design elements. I'm like, hey, that would make a cool logo. But I know I have seen some senior templates on Etsy as well, so don't be afraid to search on Etsy, or Etsy, or however you say it. I don't know.
Etsy?
Etsy, there you go. Sorry.
No worries. And we
sorry, my Georgia redneck's coming up with me.
We can still see your screen, so everyone can see your logo there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Next question. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of success with people purchasing prints, which some photographers are having a difficult time doing. Are you seeing more sales when you offer incentives, or are the seniors you're going after just more inclined to buy prints because you're doing something other than offering incentives, like bringing the products to show. What do you? I guess that I'm sorry. I'm trying to put like 4 questions together here.
Yeah, no. Absolutely,
Are you
absolutely.
seeing more print sales from offering incentives by bringing prints and products to the shoot to kind of, get the seniors' interest level really fired up? What do you think the secret is to most of your print sales, really? How we're going to condense all of those questions together?
No. And I'll kind of, I can absolutely talk about that. So it's kind of, yes, we are kind of at a crossroads as far as prints and digital imaging. We want the art to be on the wall. We want them to go bigger than an 8 by 10. And last year was my first year of doing in-person sales, and I learned a lot. And my pricing was not set up for in-person sales, and there were certain things that I took a beating on and certain things that I made a great profit on. I am super stoked about my pricing this year. It's not the top of the road. I'm going to open up a PDF real quick since you can still see my screen. I created, let me get in here. I created different collections. I created a print collection and a digital print collection, and you can find this online too. So it's nothing. It's no secret there. You can see it. So let me increase that so you can see this. All right. So what I did, I created 4 collections in each thing. I had nothing but kind of like prints and art collection, and then I created a digital collection. And so just for instance right here, I created what I called the 3/6 collection for $400. So they get to select 3 poses. It includes retouching. They get 3 high-res digital files, and then they get 6 gift prints. So those 6 gift prints can be 8 by 10 or smaller. So it's only 3 poses, 6 prints for $400. And then I did the same thing, 5/10 collection, 5 poses, 5 digital images, 10 gift prints for $600. 10/20 collection, 10 poses, 20 gift prints, $800, and then if they want it all, it's $1,200. So far I've had good success. I'm really excited. It's been easy to lead clients. Just last week I had this one client. They were trying to narrow it down to 5 images, and they had 14. And they were kind of hemming and hawing over it. And I'm like, well, for $200 more, you can get 10 digital images, have the printing rights to make your prints, you get 20 prints to hand out, and you get the best of both worlds. And it was an easy sell to jump them up from the $600 to $800. 10 poses, I'm paying nothing for it for the cost of that, and it's great. So they're already doing a metal print. I had a cutout metal print that was like 15.5 by 22, so I knew they were doing that. And then I created other collections that has prints, books, metal prints with poses and stuff like that. But I limited it. Last year, I didn't limit my poses as much as I should have. So this year I did, and I'm super excited about my pricing. The nice thing is when they look at this collection, if they want to purchase it a la carte, they want 1 digital file, it's $100. If they want 5 digital files, it's $450. If it's 10 digital files, it's $700. So if they wanted to do that a la carte, then it makes sense to go to a collection because they already get the digital file and then they get some prints with it, and it's an increased sale for me. Also for prints, if they want an 8 by 10, it's $85 a la carte. If they want a 5 by 7 or 4 by 6, it's $50. If they want 8 wallets, it's $30. So it kind of, my a la carte pricing is a little bit higher to kind of put them into the collections and guide them into the collections. Did I answer the question?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
That's actually leading to a couple other questions that I'm going to pick out here. When looking at your collections, are you including, does that include the session fee and the digital brag books that are coming with it, or are those separate and these are chosen after you're actually meeting with the customer?
This is afterwards. Our sessions, and I'll jump back to, so our sessions right here, we have a 30-minute session that's just at the studio, $75. 2 outfits, yearbook photo only. Anything else, they have to purchase a la carte. An hour session, $150. A 120-minute session, $250. A 4-hour session is $600. So they have to do that session. They have to pay that price, and then come into the studio and order afterwards.
Okay. And
then for the digital brag books, for our paying clients that come in, if they spend $750 with us, they get the digital brag book for free. I only offer this to my senior model reps. All my wedding clients automatically get a digital brag book, but it's kind of an intangible object. So, and this is only order prints. So if they come in here and order prints, they spent $750 with us, they get a digital brag book for free. So I have a little kind of bonus incentive. So if they're at $950 and I want to push them over $1,000 sale to get an extra bonus product, they can do that as well.
okay. Let's see here, and then so real quick, going back to Facebook.
Okay.
We all know, as people running businesses, there's a lot of talk of Facebook dying down because kids don't want to be on there because their parents are on there. But from a business standpoint, it is still really effective. And are you seeing any changes in the way Facebook's algorithms have changed so that less fans are seeing your posts? Or are you seeing that because you're paying for ads to to kind of boost the post or get a sponsored ad, are you still seeing the same success you saw a couple of years ago?
Well, the paying ads obviously we put on there impression-wise enough. As far as interaction or getting people to see the pictures, yeah, parents are probably on there a lot more than Instagram or than the kids are, but the kids still get on there, still like it, they'll still share it. I've seen a drop down in it, but not enough to abandon it. I mean, it's kind of like if you're a morning coffee person, you have to have your morning coffee. You still check Facebook. Even the kids on their cell phones, they might not interact on it as much as they would as Instagram as far as commenting or liking or stuff like that. They're still on there. They're still scrolling on there. It's it's kind of an addiction. You feel like you're missing out on the world if you're not checking out what's going on. So
Yeah.
I still use it, and I probably still will. It's free. Why not? And the parents
Yeah.
are on it. I want the parents to be my cheerleaders.
Let's see here. We got another question. Okay, so last question we're going to talk about here is you mentioned putting up your galleries for 5 days. Do you get any, when you put this up for 5 days, do you get any clients asking to extend the site after that 5 days, or how strict are you? Because it looks like we're all afraid to say no because it could hinder some sales. But what's your take on extending the site after that 5 days is up, or how do you feel about that, or at what point do you say no?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's hard to say no when you're self-employed. I mean, you want to make money, but you got to create that urgency for them to pull the trigger and make that purchase. If they're debating on making a purchase or need it extended, I'll give them another 5 days. I'll give them 10 days to do that. You can also just let them know that you got to pay per event to put up there, and if they want it extended past that, put a fee on it. Put $50 fee on it. Say, hey, if you want to extend it, it's $50. I guarantee you, they'll find the time in those 5 days to make their decisions. So they don't want to pay any more money, but yes, I will say yes if a client approaches me, they need a little bit more time, but you don't want to be walked over. You don't want to say, you don't want them to have it up there for 30, 40, 60, 90 days if you are wanting them to make a purchase. If you're using it to share pictures with family and friends and you're giving them the flash drive or the digital images on a DVD, absolutely keep it up there for 90 days. Maybe you'll get Grandma or Aunt Susie from Ohio or out of state making an order. That happens as well. So just you need to create that sense of urgency for them to pull the trigger.